My name's Gary Simmons. I'm an artist presently living in Los Angeles. The exhibition is called Public Enemy for multiple reasons. There's the immediacy of it, the Public Enemy, obvious connection to early hip-hop. Public Enemy was always very important. The energy, the politics that they dealt with really lined up with a lot of what I was working on at the time. Public Enemy also refers to the black male as being a targeted individual. I focus on a lot of different topics in my work. I deal with masculinity, I deal with racism, I deal with classism, with childhood and pedagogy. It's difficult to predict how people are going to react to the work. Some people line up with a lot of the ideas and some are pushed away. I think that that's when you know you're really hitting a tone is when you have this kind of multiple reaction to your work. I don't think art should always be comfortable. I think that it's my job as the artist to take you out of your comfort zone and really question the way things operate, your relationships to the world. My work primarily focuses on ghosts, traces, fragments, the space between abstraction and representation. It hovers between those two. There's a blurring between there that asks the viewer to fill in those gaps personally. When dealing with erasure, it's an attempt in some cases to erase a stereotype, and that image gets blurred. The viewer is called on to fill in some of those lines and gaps. The wall drawings have a relationship to the architecture like no other part of my work. A site visit is key. At that point, the space almost talks to me and tells me what is going to happen. So I'll walk into, afforded the opportunities to some amazing spaces. Some of them, you walk in and it's as if this feels like two lovers dancing in a room. And so from there, the idea of a ballroom starts to develop. And I start to look for all the images of ballrooms, hundreds of images of ballrooms. I'm looking for that feeling of ghosts moving through space. I want it to feel as if those bodies are there for the viewer. The space tells me to create that drawing. What you see when you see the wall drawing is the product of a performance that you never really get to see. There's a lot of physicality to it. There's a lot of literally blood, sweat, and tears. The types of gloves that I use, I go through tons of them. I'm almost in this zone that I can't talk or speak to somebody because I'm so focused on the task at hand. One of the things that I love the most about the wall drawings is that when the drawings are completed and the show and the exhibition is over, they become part of that institution. They get painted out. Often people will say, isn't it really sad that these drawings don't exist anymore? And I usually tell them, well, actually they do exist. They're just part of the room and you don't see it anymore. The commentary on race, on politics, on whatever, becomes part of the institution that it's presented on. So it has a life after itself. I go through all of that to give the audience fragments because those issues are already there in their memory bank. Instead of giving you the full question or the full answer, I'll give you bits and pieces and allow you to piece it together yourself. Some of the most important questions and some of the most painful issues are still present, and it doesn't help to cover them up. I'm not a big fan of hiding things that are uncomfortable. You should have to confront some of those things. Issues of race that make people uncomfortable, issues of politics that make people uncomfortable are still things that we're still tangling with. We're still dealing with them on a daily basis. Tucking those away or putting them in a closet doesn't help to address that or make it, or find a way to heal any of those things. Some of the most uncomfortable images in the exhibition are things that we're still dealing with on a daily basis. I hear a lot of reactions to a lot of that work. You know, there are people that can't bear to be in a room with some of that work. And for me, that's successful. If I'm creating an image and it's so uncomfortable that you can't be in the room with that image, there's something there that's still bothering you, that's still bothering us collectively. So art isn't always a pretty nice thing. Sometimes it needs to punch you in the face.